What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Demi Wormy, and when it comes to Star Wars Outlaws, this was a monumental failure for Ubisoft. Star Wars Outlaws fails to hit 2,500 concurrent players and first weekend on Steam. And when we actually come over here to SteamDB, it just barely missed it, only needing about 8 players to actually breach that 2,500 player count, which, hey, considering the last time I did the video on this, it bumped up. Not by much. Actually, kind of insignificant, because this was kind of the number it was back when I first did my video, around the 1,876 mark. So, yeah, you peaked, and now we're gonna watch as you steadily decline over the next course of a week. Yeah, the game's dead. It's over. But here's the thing. So, originally, these games, when they made their PC release, they weren't actually supposed to come out on Steam. No, originally, Ubisoft had their own platform that they were going to be doing their whole releases on instead of Steam. You know, like how EA has EA Plus or stuff like that. Yeah, Ubisoft was going to be doing their Ubisoft Plus, where they were going to be putting out all their PC releases on their own platform. And we found out that they actually went away with that idea, mainly because of Star Wars Outlaws, but we also learned about that, well, back during the announcement that Assassin's Creed Shadows was going to be delayed. Yeah, if we actually come right down here, they even specifically say that, yeah, this is when we're going to be bringing back the releases of Steam. Yeah, we're going to be putting games back on Steam. And you might be wondering, why am I mentioning this? Why am I talking about this? Why am I talking about Ubisoft Plus or Steam and all these numbers? Well, we got an insider, and I don't normally take insider information at all. I take it with a massive grain of salt. But with this one in particular, I kind of give it a little bit more weight, because this has just been a monumental screw up for Ubisoft. I don't really think they like the fact that these hard numbers are coming out here, because for Fandom Pulse, Ubisoft Insider alleges that company wants Steam to remove concurrent player counts to hide its failure. Now, do I really think that this is going to be a thing that happens? Probably not, but it's not out of the realm of reality when you actually sit down and think about it, considering after several failures over on Rotten Tomatoes, for example, companies started going over to Rotten Tomatoes and telling them, hide these numbers, hide this stuff. You know, we don't want the public to actually see this. We don't care if our investors see it, but we don't like the public going around and using these numbers to actually, you know, show just how abysmal people actually like these movies and care about these movies. No, we don't like that. You know, the Fandango tacket to verify that you actually watched the movie and stuff. You get that. But it's not out of the realm of possibility that Ubisoft would be trying to pressure Steam into doing this, because we've seen it in other areas. And it's no real shocker that they would, because of just how abysmally bad this game was. This also goes again to why a lot of companies were starting to put games out on their, you know, Plus accounts or their own accounts, where when it comes to Steam, we have SteamDB. You know, we can see all this information. We can see, you know, concurrent player counts. We can see all-time peaks. We can see all this stuff due to how Steam tracks this stuff and allows us to actually get hands-on data and hands-on with all these numbers. So we could see, you know, are people actually reacting positively or negatively to these games? When it comes to, we'll use Ubisoft Plus again, they get to hide those numbers. They get to bury those numbers behind their own system. So they will just have to come out to maybe stockholders or something like that and tell them, but they never actually have to come out here and publicly announce to the world that the game did poorly, and that, you know, everyday citizens can't just fire up SteamDB and take a look at just how many people are actually playing the game right now. Because, heck, I'll even refresh the site real quick. We'll see, maybe a few more players came on. No, right now it's still sitting at 1,400 concurrent players as of right now. So that's not good. Again, this goes to a lot of other things that we've been seeing with Ubisoft. We've been seeing Ubisoft, you know, floundering, struggling, and it also shows you that they really don't like the fact that people know that this is a bad game, even though it's kind of hard to, you know, hide it, considering shortly after the release, your stock fell by 7%, and it's just continuing to go downwards. And then we also know just how big of a failure this game was, considering it had the largest marketing budget ever because they decided to spend a large chunk of their marketing on buttering up YouTubers, flying them out to LA to go to Disneyland and take boat tours. Oh, and they also got a per diem. Yeah. A bunch of Star Wars shills got early access to the game. They got to go out to Disneyland. They got to see the creation of the game. They got to talk to a bunch of people, and they utilized that as marketing for the game. This is why this game had such a massive budget, was because of the marketing that they were doing. So when we see, marketing, when we see stock price fails, and we finally get hard data to coincide with how many people are actually playing as of right now, yeah, it's no real shocker that Ubisoft would actually want to, hide all of this information, because they know it was a flop, but they don't want you, the customer, to know just how big of a flop it truly was. They want to hide those numbers. They want to try to, massage the truth a little bit. They want to come out here and say, well, we sold 70 million units, but they won't tell you that those units maybe went to a GameStop, for example, and then that you have to figure out how many copies GameStop ended up selling. They're not going to tell you how many copies they sold over on Xbox. They're not going to tell you how many copies they sold over on PlayStation. They're not going to tell you all that, but we have this. We know PC data, and we can use that PC data to extrapolate. Yeah, it's a dead game, and Ubisoft doesn't like that. So again, when I see that they might be trying to pressure Steam to remove it, it's no real shocker. But I'm going to leave it there. Let me get your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with friends. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video live, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.